What is up, Star Wars nerds, and welcome back to Brett on Fett. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about an awesome app that's going to help you keep track of your collection, and we're going to have our first ever random figure spotlight. Let's get to it.
One of these days I'm gonna get organized.
You mean organized?
Organized. It's a joke. ORGANEZIEZD.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is episode 3. You know, maybe you're a brand new collector that just has a handful of figures, or maybe you're a seasoned collector whose room looks kind of like this. Well, either way, you could probably use some help on either keeping track of your wish list or keeping track of your inventory or what you have on order, or all of the above. And it can be really crazy sometimes with all the figures and all the different lines. And so I just wanted to share with you an app that I love to use for my collection, and it's called My Toy Box. And so I just want to go over with you a little demonstration of what this app's all about. Alright, so when you open up the app, you'll see that they have everything categorized by every single Star Wars toy line, going all the way back to the original Kenner vintage, which is pretty cool. And so you select the toy line you want. I'm going to select Vintage Collection, and you'll see they've got every single Vintage Collection toy cataloged in here. And as you keep going, you'll see there's even special series like the Lost Line are in there, and you'll see like the 3-packs that came out a while ago, they're in there. Vehicles are in there, and even play sets. Basically everything that had the Vintage Collection label is cataloged in the app under that toy line. And you may have noticed the little symbols in the corner of the pictures, either an O, a W, a check mark, and I'm going to select on the Droids Boba Fett to explain what that is. So in this one, I've ordered this figure. I don't have it, I've ordered it, so I've selected 1 under the order category. And you can even put a little note to yourself, so I put pre-ordered from Target. And you can see it has an O symbol in the left corner, and that just means that it's under order. Check marks mean it's a figure I have, and W means a figure I want. And it also lets you differentiate whether you have the figure new or mint on card, or if you have it loose, like out of the box, out of the card. And so you can select 1 under loose, and when you do that, instead of putting the check mark in the left corner, it puts it on the right corner. So the right corner is for loose figures. Now what if you have both situations? So on this IG-88, I have a loose IG-88, but I want one mint on card. And so I'll select both, and it'll show the W on the left corner and the check mark on the right corner. Alright, so next I want to show you the filtering capabilities. So let's say you just want to see the things that you have on order for that category, in this case Vintage Collection. So I click order, and there you go, it's all the figures I currently have on order for Vintage Collection, and that's all I'm seeing. Now let's say I just want to see the figures I want on Vintage Collection. Just click want, and there's the figures I want, all by themselves. Now let's say you want a master list of all figures from all lines. Click on all figures, and then I click want, and there you go, all the figures I want from all the Star Wars toy lines. So the possibilities are seemingly endless on how you want to organize your lists. And there's also a favorites feature, so you can set your favorite toy lines and then just turn on favorites only, so that when you open up your home screen you just see the toy lines you care about. So that's a nice little feature. And there's a search feature, so you can select a toy line. If you want to search all the toy lines, select all figures, type in what you're searching for, and there you go. It's got a list of every figure that it could find from your search, which you can also narrow down to each toy line, etc. It's very user-friendly, very straightforward. And then lastly, a really cool feature is when you click on a figure, you look at the top, you've got eBay, Amazon, Entertainment Earth, Walmart. You can click on that, it'll take you straight to a link to find that figure and how much it's selling for. So that's a super helpful feature. And it's just the icing on the cake for what's just a fabulous app for any Star Wars collector. Okay, so if you haven't already, please download the app My Toy Box. It's free. It's a great app. They're not a paid sponsor or anything. It's just an app I really love to use, and I want you guys to try it out too, because I think you'll like it. and it's going to make your collecting life a lot easier. Alright, so next up I want to have our first ever random figure spotlight. This is a feature I want to do every now and then on this channel, and I hope you guys like it. So let's get to it. And for our first ever random figure spotlight on Bread on Fett, we're going to be taking a look at Scorch from the Saga Collection 2006, and here he is. And if you guys aren't familiar with Scorch, he was a member of an elite group of clone trooper commandos called Delta Squad, made popular by the video game Star Wars Republic Commando. Delta Squad was made up of 4 troopers with the nicknames Boss, Fixer, Sev, and of course, Scorch. Scorch was the explosives expert of the squad and the jokester of the group. Although his official clone designation was RC-1262, he earned the nickname Scorch from an accident with his explosives that burnt off his eyebrows. Alright, so like I was saying, this figure is from the Saga Collection of 2006. It's number 021 of the line. And the neat thing about this line is they have those background images that kind of complete the scene that the figure is in. And I love the look of the figure. In my opinion, he's the coolest looking of the Delta Squad commandos. I also really like the accessories with his anti-armor gun and his giant backpack. It's just overall a really cool looking figure. And looking on the back, you know, in this line, you got the image of the figure itself. And then they always came with these little hologram figures, which was kind of cool. Just a little neat bonus for that Saga collection. And there you got the wave on the back. And it's a great looking figure, however the sculpt is very dated. You can tell this thing is more than 15 years old and could really use a total makeover with a brand new sculpt. And I would absolutely love to see for Hasbro to put out a vintage collection version of this figure. They could put it out under the Gaming Grade series, just like this Scout Trooper from Jedi Fallen Order, and it would fly off the shelves. Now Hasbro is already putting out another Delta Squad Commando under the Black Series line, and that is Boss. It's a decent figure, but I think they would have made a bigger splash by putting out Scorch instead, as I just think Scorch is a more impressive looking character. That being said, Hasbro may intend to gradually release all 4 members of Delta Squad on the Black Series eventually, which is totally fine as long as TVC also gets some of these guys as well. So thanks for joining me on another episode of Bread on Fett. Let me know in the comments what you think about the app My Toy Box. Have you downloaded it? And if so, did you find it helpful, or is it a pass? And what do you think the odds are of Scorch finding his way to the TVC line? Thanks again, and I really want to thank those of you that have supported me this week. It's my first week of the channel. If you're subscribed, thank you so much. Special shout out and thanks to those fellow YouTubers such as Action Figure Grader and Boss Bounty that have shown your support. That was extremely humbling. I'm super excited to be starting this thing and being part of the community of Star Wars YouTubers. Take care, and we'll see you next time.